following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventure and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Yo, it's the Adventures of Pipeman right here on W4CY Radio, W4CY.com, and welcome to the shit show. This is another shit show. So let's bring on our swamp nut and our studio nut.
Wow. Shit show. I love it.
What do you love?
The whole idea of it just being, free for all.
I like your new boy hairdo, Rebel.
It's just a matter of where I put my freaking headphones on. Oh my God.
No, you got the nice little boy bangs. If we didn't know you had long hair, you'd look like a boy. But it doesn't matter. It's 2025.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, it's 2026. What the hell am I talking about? I'm still in 2025. This month is going by quick already. We're almost at the end of the year already.
It feels that way, right?
Okay, so I'm doing some tech issues while I'm doing the show here. So let's start off here. We're going to talk today about, it's going to be dedicated to the memory of Booby Weir, and I'm wearing a shirt in honor of that. We're going to talk about land that is green. Okay. Kind of like we talked about ice last week. Same thing. And we're also going to talk about an anniversary that's happening this week. And if Rebel doesn't know about it, she's in big trouble. So why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second, take me out of it, and I'll be right back.
All righty then. So, gotta love this stuff. Well, let's jump right ahead to what's today. He talked about an anniversary. Wow. How many guys forget anniversaries? Didn't he say I look like a guy? All right, fine. So I'll be a guy today, and I'm gonna say I forgot anniversaries. Did he say it was today in particular or this week in general? Insert answer here. One help. Studio Nut.
I don't know. This is your segment.
No, it's not. He said we take over. He didn't say Rebel take over. He said we take over.
Okay, yeah, it is a we. She's absolutely correct. Okay, and whoa, what the hell? I tried to put me in front, and it just spun me around. I'm dizzy now. Okay. I feel much better now. Okay. You know what? Juan was going to do boy, girl, but since we have 3 boys, he just put you last, Swamp Nut.
Hey, you always have to ask yourself this question. If you were to go to jail or prison, what one would they put you in? The men's prison or the women's prison? I would go to the women's prison. It's not a choice, people.
I would go to the women's prison too.
It's not a choice. You don't get a choice. It's which one would they put you in?
Since you're bringing up prison, by the way, did you know, people don't realize this, but women's prisons are way more dangerous than men's prisons. Because those women, it's a fact. You can research it because women are batshit crazy that are in there, and they're badasses, and you don't want to mess with them. They will do some wicked ass shit. Just think, okay, who would you be more scared of? Juan and Rebel, both give me the answer. would you be scared more of a scorned or mad woman or a scorned guy?
I would be more scared of a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, can you just imagine like a women's prison and like 20 of them are synced on their periods?
Oh, that would not be good. But they'll all be synced. But it's not even just that. I mean, there's a reason they have the phrase, there's nothing worse than a woman's scorn. Okay, so Rebel, let's hear your viewpoint as a woman with a boy haircut.
I don't have a boy haircut. It's just a matter of where the headphones fall on my head. I'm not even going to adjust it.
You kind of look like Billy Ray Cyrus right now. Go ahead.
He had a mullet. It's
Exactly. It looks like a mullet. It does look like
Ladies
the
and
mullet.
gentlemen, I have headphones on my hair. For those who aren't watching us on TV, I have headphones on my head. You can't win with him. The other day I brushed everything back and he said I had a big forehead. This week he's like, oh, well, she's got a boy. It's just a matter of where the headphones fall and where my hair is when the headphones get slid on. Anyway.
It just seems like a typical female, I want bangs and next day regret it move.
They're not, they're long. They're very long. Do you see this? This is not, now I have to,
All right, quick question.
Now look at him.
All right, so answer your question. You didn't answer the question. Come on now.
Would I be more scared of men or women?
No,
I was asking about your women's corn.
Would you be more worried about woman's scorn or a man's scorn?
It depends really on the circumstances. I mean, depending on what you did to dude, or if you were the dude, if you were the one who scorned the person, okay, that comes into a factor here too. I'm not scared of anybody who's violent against other people. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I will say to you, okay, it just came up yesterday. I was watching on a I don't know, some type of show or something. It might have been on Netflix, who knows? I don't know. But basically there was a woman serial killer, okay?
Few and far between.
And not really though, because what she said is, what's great about it is everybody thinks that women are not serial killers and not usually capable of it. And that's where they get away with it. So yes, in the public eye, but how about all the women serial killers that have gotten away with it because nobody thinks it's a woman? And that's what she said. She said nobody ever thinks it's a woman.
I don't know. I'd see with all of the changes and, now women in the military fighting on the front line, why do you think women aren't capable of this? Because we brought you into the world. Guess what? Most women, I'll tell you, I brought you into the world. I'll take you out of this world.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Most of the women that say that don't actually, it's all talk.
Oh,
it's just kind of like with the mafia.
Really?
The reason you're afraid of the mafia is because they don't tell you they're going to take you out. They just do. Okay. Nobody's afraid of somebody that says, I'm going to take you out. Like
that's the defense. Oh, well,
as somebody that has 4 kids that my ex-wife, their mother, thing one used to try to do. Okay. Basically, they used to laugh at her because parents that say ridiculous shit, your kids laugh at them. Like when you say you're grounded for life, they know they're not grounded for life. Was a stupid thing to say.
Hey, look, grounded for the life term of being with your parent. I mean, that's a different story. You never know.
No, for life means until you die.
Exactly.
Okay,
if you
so
get a
maybe
life
parents need to
sentence in
adjust.
prison, they're not going to say, oh, just until like we forgive you.
There's only one set of parents I know of ever that really instituted that grounded to your grounded for life, like till you die. And it turned out it wasn't the kids that died. Because like a kid's going to think, well, if it's till I die, I might as well kill my parents because, then the contract's over. And that's exactly what the Menendez brothers did.
Menendez, I knew that was
Oh.
coming. Menendez brothers. 'Cause we've talked about them before.
Yeah. So the Menendez brothers, they, they
are
were grounded for life.
Well,
But-
you never said
But
whose
they
life.
didn't get the memo, Rebel, that it was for their life. They thought it meant their parents' life. So they ended their parents' life so they could get off grounding. And I do know a few kids that I knew in high school that would do that, like in order to get off grounding.
Well, they
Hey.
got off with they got off early for bad behavior, right?
Did they actually end up getting off early? They were trying to get off. Last time we were talking about it.
That's what he said.
Well,
Well,
you
that's
can
what
get
happened.
off plenty you can get off plenty in prison. They
That's the
did
thing
end up.
That's the thing
they-
about prison. They steal your wallet.
They did end up putting both of them in the same prison after the first time in all these years, which people were in uproars about.
Well, it's a good sign that they're probably close to possibly getting out. See how that
Well,
works out.
that's the point. A good sign? You think it's a good sign that they're getting out?
All
See,
right.
this is what's
Poor
screwed up
wording.
about Louisiana people, okay?
Poor wording.
No, that's the real you.
No, I don't even know them. I didn't even know they killed their parents until you told me. I didn't know anything.
How
about
do you
these
not know them? See, this is the problem with you, Rebel. You live in this
Bubble.
sheltered bubble of
Yes.
what really happens in the world. Which brings me to the next thing, okay? And I have a feeling you're gonna either you studied and you're gonna prove me wrong, or you really did know. But like the title says, Rebel, do you even know who Booby Weir is?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
He's hot. He was. Anyway, so sorry. Rest in peace.
I think the first thing you said was a Freudian slip, because you do have
He's
some
hot.
weird sexual desires, and I think you want to bang him now.
No, he has left us. And since he has
Yeah,
left
yeah.
us, I no longer want to do
And
that.
he's hotter now than ever, right?
Yeah, like who would be hotter, a not alive Booby Weir or somebody in the KKK that is alive?
Not alive, Booby Weir.
So
Okay.
you would rather
So wait,
necro.
He
what is it
asked
called?
who would be hotter.
but
He didn't
wait.
say anything
Okay,
else.
I got it though. Okay, she fell into the trap.
I didn't.
That
fall
means she does want to do him in a necrophilia way because she has done the KKK.
No, that means when I reach him again in life, then I'll be able to do him, and we'll both be in the afterlife. But he's hot.
Yeah.
He's been hot his whole life. But I have to say, some people don't age gracefully. He was hot. Oh my!
Yeah, I have to say that my hat's off to him, because this is a person that made such a name for himself that the world loves him, that under normal circumstances would have never happened. Like, because he had a really horrific childhood scenario, and look at what he created from that. And that's something I fully believe in. Okay. Like, it doesn't matter what happens in your childhood, especially nowadays. A lot of these younger generations are they're blaming their childhood on everything. They play victim, all this stuff. And the fact is, you know what? You have a choice to change no matter what that childhood was. I had a horrific childhood, and I remember the day I turned 18, I said to myself, you know what? Now, whatever happens in my life, if it's bad, it's on me, because it's my choice. I can no longer say it's because of my parents, because I'm no longer a minor, and I can make my own decisions and change my way in life. And that's exactly what Booby Weir did. He changed his way in life and created a life that people dream of from absolute shit. So, you know what, people, boys and girls, and Rebel, and
Yeah, whatever she is.
she might be a reptilian, but
Yeah, she shapeshifts. She looks like a boy today.
yeah. And last week she had a big forehead. Yeah, she's a shapeshifter,
shapeshifter.
all right. So seriously though, forget what happened in your childhood. Once you become an adult, you have control. You can change things. You can make things happen. So like, listen, stop focusing on all that negative. Stop focusing. Like, trauma is a big buzzword today, and people love to live in their trauma. We all have trauma. Okay.
It's what you do with it. What
Well,
matters.
not only that, it's what your focus is too. Do you want to focus on that trauma, or do you want to, like, I hate when people like to say stuff. I had a scenario like that recently where somebody said to me, about my trauma. I'm like, I don't view it as trauma. I tell these stories as a badge of honor, meaning, the traumatic stories. I tell them as a badge of honor because I survived, and not only survived, but flourished from them, you know? And so that, to me, that's really, really important because, like you said, Rebel, you're right. It's what you do with it. It's your mindset about things. It's your attitude towards things. And you could choose to use things as a super strength or not. Even the whole thing with, as example, ADD nowadays. Before we knew what ADD was, it was a superhuman power. Albert Einstein supposedly had ADD. Okay. But look at what he accomplished. Okay. By the way, I was very impressed. I was watching something recently. Did you know that Albert Einstein caught a lot of crap back in the day where, you had things like Louisiana or now with the segregation stuff. And he stood up for people of color, like in a very huge way. I didn't even know that. I just saw that recently. So hats off to Albert Einstein. He was smart after all, because that's my idea of smart right there. So I'm very impressed that you know who Booby Weir is. Now let's go to the next thing. Do you know where Greenland is, Rebel?
Yes.
Tell me where it is.
Not in America.
That doesn't mean you know where it is.
There. It's over there.
It's over there. It's over there.
Over
Yeah.
there.
My Jeep outside is over there too.
Well, it's
But
over there
not-
in Florida, but it's
not-
not in America.
So you don't know where it is. See, again,
It's over
you have all these
there.
people that are rooting on for us to start this whole big thing over there that don't even know where the place is.
I am not rooting for any of that foolishness. I think that there's been way too much commotion, and we need to keep our noses in our country and fix our country.
We weren't gonna get We weren't gonna get political. It's puns on words like ice last week. Okay. I can tell you that we live in Greenland. Did you know that, Rebel? We already live in Greenland. You know why?
Because we have greenery outside.
Well, that's one reason, but more so because cannabis is getting legalized all over the country, and even Trump. No, Trump wants to legalize it federally. So listen, he wants to make America Greenland, and like the missing part, okay, of legalizing marijuana, the green plant, is that's the real reason. Nobody knows this. The real reason he wants to take over Greenland is so he can legalize marijuana.
Well, Greenland is covered in snow, so it's technically not a green land.
What's funny about that is most people don't realize, okay, that Iceland is more green than Greenland, and Greenland's more icy than Iceland. So whoever named these places way back when, either they were stoned or they were stupid. One of the two.
It was probably Christopher Columbus, and he was lost.
What the hell is that your toupee?
It's Greenland. I had to, right? Thank you.
So I really do believe, okay, but this is a fact. Are you ready? This is an absolute fact. Booby Weir never in his whole life had been in Greenland, the country. But I do believe that he was in Greenland, just not that Greenland.
Was that when he was with Kingfish, I think it was called, or
Kingfish?
Yeah, it
No,
was in
he's
a band.
talking. He's talking about a spiritual journey.
I'm
I
talking
know.
about smoking dope, okay?
I understand, but I don't do that. So I wanted
So
to
when he
go
was
on to
smoking
something else.
dope, he was in Greenland.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. You just didn't catch it.
I never have. I can honestly say in all my years, I have never smoked weed.
What
Ever.
about
Well,
crack?
Well, that
Nothing.
says a lot.
It must.
No, seriously though.
Make
We
make
do have
America
the-
green again.
Make America green again.
The hippies
And
have
people-
been protesting that for years.
Listen, I was not pro the legalization of marijuana until the current political climate, and I think I think Trump needs to do an executive order to make sure everybody in the country must smoke dope, because then they would all calm down and stop being a bunch of assholes. They would sit there and they would laugh instead of get mad.
Can
They
you
wouldn't-
imagine the country, how different it would be if everyone with, like anger problems or anger management issues would just be prescribed marijuana?
That's my point. All these people that are so angry attacking each other over political shit, get them all stoned. First of all, it's the great unifier. Okay. They did it back in the pre-Thanksgiving days. Smoke them peace pipe. You got to smoke them peace pipe. It's
But
called
that's
the
not-
peace pipe because it promotes peace, which
That's
by the way,
peyote, that's not weed.
no, they didn't smoke peyote. You eat peyote, ding dong.
Well, they weren't smoking grass in the freaking.
They were
Indian
smoking
stuff.
tobacco, but I guarantee you they were smoking grass. Okay, but the peace pipe was tobacco. But grass would be a healthier way than tobacco. Gas, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free. When's the last time you saw that bumper sticker? Have you ever seen that bumper sticker, Juan?
Only in movies from the 70s.
Yeah. So
Hey.
when I was in high school in California, that bumper sticker was everywhere. But you know what other bumper sticker was everywhere? The In-N-Out burger bumper sticker. But what everybody would do is cut out pieces of it, and it would say In-N-Out Urge. And that's the reason California is so overpopulated.
Yeah.
They're having you've heard of the what is it called, the Mile High Club?
Yes.
You've heard of the Mile High Club?
Yes.
Well, try the In-N-Out Burger Club. Okay, that you go and you have an In-N-Out Urge inside In-N-Out Burger. Ergo, that's the In-N-Out Burger special sauce.
Yes.
I mean, if you think
Listen.
about it, it's kind of like accidental
in and then
subliminal
comes
messaging,
out.
right?
Say it again, Rebel. Studio Nut, because Rebel was interrupting you.
No, I was just saying, if you think about it, it's kind of like accidental subliminal messaging, because when people read it, they're not actually reading it, they're just looking at it, but then they get that urge.
Yeah, totally. And Rebel, come on. You think how could you think it's gross? I bet you've swallowed a lot of future swimmers. You don't
That's
swallow?
A hard no. That's a hard no for me.
You don't swallow? That's inconceivable.
Exactly. If you did, it would be
You-
inconceivable.
you need your protein, Rebel.
She only swallows the KKK seeds to make sure they don't
Not them either.
reproduce.
Dr. Mike's 2-ball tonic does not work for me. Sorry.
What does work for you, Rebel?
Oh, other things, but we're not going to
Name
talk about
name
that.
one. Name one.
Mm,
Come on, just name one. Just name one.
A nice healthy glass of water. That's your one.
Wait a minute.
That works
with
for
a
me.
baby's bottle bib on it.
No, it's a
That's now it all makes sense. That voice you make, it all makes sense.
it's easier to
Do me a
drink.
favor. Hold up the bottle and do your voice, Rebel. Go ahead.
No.
Come on, do it. Do it. Hold up the bottle and do your voice, please.
You who don't like the voice.
I
What is
do.
this?
No, I don't like it for certain things. Other things, it's good. Like if you're holding up a baby bottle, do it. Let's do it. Come on, do it, Rebel.
Oh, why do you want me to do that? I don't understand.
Yeah, that fits perfectly.
It's like watching like an alternate universes version of the Rugrats.
I always was fond of Angelica because she was so mean.
Isn't that a fetish though? Like the people who like to wear the diapers and act like a baby.
I don't get that shit whatsoever. No pun intended, but
I mean, is it a fetish or is it a Peter Pan syndrome? Like what?
No. Different than Peter Pan. Totally
why is it always the big, hairy, scary dudes that always want to dress up in a diaper?
Everybody likes to have their own type of fun. No.
You can't. I have to give those people some advice, though. Babies don't have body hair or facial hair. Just saying. How about
babies could?
No, they can't. They're a baby.
I mean, there's only one baby that was born with body hair, and that's Benjamin Button. Outside of that, no.
So, Rebel, in all your escapades, have you ever been with a guy that was in a diaper?
No, I'm not. No.
Have you ever been with a guy and gave him
wait,
spanking?
Then you've not. So what you're saying is you've never had sexual relations with Resident Rump.
I have never had sexual relations with that person.
Well, because he wears a diaper. That's like pretty common knowledge.
Thank you. Wait, what? I think you're confusing him with the previous one that,
No. He says it about the other one, but it's a known fact health-wise he has incontinence issues, which means you need a diaper. So,
okay. Well,
so
I mean,
now do you change? Now do you change your mind, Rebel? Now would you have sexual relations with Resident Rump? I would like to know.
Possibility. I've never met him. I mean, and his wife would have to approve.
There's plenty of women I've never met that I would not have sex with. Okay. So you're telling me you'll have sex with anybody you meet?
No.
If you don't meet them, you won't.
No, I did not say that. I said I don't know him, so I'm not going to just sleep with people I don't know. That's not going to happen.
Here's the thing: you don't know him personally, but you know enough about him to make that dissertation.
I need to know someone personally before I can decide whether I'm going to take that step with.
But you know enough.
But you know enough. More than that, you don't have to get to know somebody to know you don't want to have their thingy in your thingy.
This way, knowing him aside, do you find him attractive?
Never really looked at him, to be honest with you.
You never looked at him? How can you be an American citizen if you never looked at the president of the United States?
Because you can see someone, but you're not really looking at, like, when you just see
that
someone.
Must be a Louisiana thing, because I don't know.
God, it's a me thing. Oh my God. Okay. I can see a picture. I can see a picture of anybody and say, okay, well, that person's attractive, or okay, well, nice. Or I can look at a guy and say, oh, that's doable right from the start. But you don't always look when you're seeing people or just looking at things randomly. You're not going to go like, oh, damn, I want a piece of that. Okay. That's a guy thing. That's not a me thing. I don't just look at people and say, damn, I want me some of that.
I know plenty of women that do that. Okay. It's every human being. There's this thing. It's called attraction. Okay. And everybody has their likes and dislikes. You can't tell me that you don't look at some guy across the room and say, oh, he's hot, I'd like to bang him.
I don't say that. I can honestly say that. When I met.
But you say it inside your head.
Oh.
Listen, I have gotten catcalled by women before. So I know women do this too.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying
they don't always. They mostly do it inside their heads, but they do it.
They weren't cis women though.
No. No. I've gotten plenty of those too, but
oh, he just got caught. Cis women are the, how would you call it, born that way or something? Or assigned at birth.
Okay, You lost me. I don't know what that is.
Means either you're what gender you are. People that are in the transgender community, they call it being what their assigned gender is, opposed to what their true gender is.
Okay.
In other words, what they put on your birth certificate when you're born. That's your assigned gender.
What parts you have.
According to 2025 and maybe now 2026, that is not the case.
Well, somebody, confused things, which aided on all this other confusion. But
I mean, how can you confuse
again,
a
I
boy
go
from a
back.
girl when they're born?
All right, let's confuse Rebel even more. Okay, ready? We're going to segue a little bit to another part of the show and then come back. Okay.
Oh, by the way, if you change your mind, it's not easy to come back. Keep that in mind, people. Go ahead.
It's pretty easy.
No.
You know how many, even right now, in the past month, it's always during the holidays too. I've had at least 6 exes reach out to me to want to get back together that I haven't talked to in forever. But anyway, so here's the thing. I said that we have an anniversary. Rebel, do you have any clue what the anniversary is that we are going to talk about on the show? I didn't think you did. I know Juan probably doesn't, but I would expect you to, Rebel. So I'm really disappointed in you. You haven't been paying attention and you've been here too long and you don't even know. But this week is officially 18 years that the whole network of Talkform Media has been in existence for radio and podcasting before streaming and podcasting were even words. This week, actually, 18 years of this foolishness.
I've been here for damn near 60.
Juan, do you know the backstory of Rebel Meddler?
I do not.
Okay, so first of all, the backstory. I'm the only one probably in the whole world that knows her real name. And it's because of that backstory. Because Rebel originally was a host. She originally came to us to do her own show. And now we've been stuck with her ever since. So, yeah, she had a show for a while.
Ew.
Then she ran out of money. So I made her work to have her show.
Not entirely true, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying.
It is partially true, Rebel.
Partially true, but not entirely true.
See, you can't ever trust what comes out of Rebel's mouth, because notice how she said it, and then I said partially. Well, yeah, it is kind of true, but I have to stick by it's not true.
No, it's partially true. Part of that story, only part of that story is true.
Tell me what the real story is, Rebel.
Do you really want me to do that?
I don't know if I do or not. I don't know what goes on in your head. It is kind of scary in there.
I know. That's what I say.
It's a gutter in there.
Actually, to be honest, my mind is always and perpetually will always be in the gutter.
No, that is incorrect. Your mind is not in the gutter. Your mind is the gutter.
No, Juan. That's why her hair looks like that.
Odd. No.
If you're going to step into it, listen, if you're not going to be aware and you're going to step into it, that's your fault. That's all I can say. It's your fault. Okay. So yes, 18 years of these shenanigans for the network. Now I had a show before this. That's why we're in the 20th season. And I had actually a different show before the Adventures of Pipeman. So I've been on the air for 35, 40 years or something like that. But the network, when I started the network, because what happened was we were in a scenario where internet radio had just been born. But what was happening is all these internet radio stations were doing it in their bedroom, in their living room. I remember I used to have real radio shows in New York in the posh studios. And then here in Florida, and internet radio started all of a sudden I'm on this internet radio station. It was in his studio was in his living room, and his cat and dog would climb up on the studio table while I'm doing a show. And yeah, I was like, there's got to be a better way. And I did see the vision of us doing what we're doing today. Like, I saw the vision of internet radio taking over, terrestrial radio taking a back seat. I saw podcasting before it was a word. I saw streaming before it was a word. But I also saw something else, because I came from the financial business, that yes, this would be the future. And what we're and we had flip phones then, and I used to tell people, you're going to listen to radio on your phones, and they used to think I was nuts and crazy. Well, Bill Gates went to IBM with an idea of a PC in every home, and they told him he's nuts, and the mainframe will never go away. And that's when he left them to go start Microsoft, and we know the rest of that story. And IBM still to this day is not back to its status that it was originally. IBM was the force back then, and it got it took actually 25 years for the stock to get back to the price it was when they turned down Bill Gates.
And right now they're practically at the bottom, while Microsoft is at the top.
Exactly. And so it was kind of the same scenario. I saw this vision. People thought it was crazy. And interesting, I don't even know if you know this part of the story, Rebel, but basically what I did was I had this vision of, yes, but you have to run it like a real radio station. What does that mean? That you would have real studios, state-of-the-art equipment, professional engineers, do live events, do all the things that a terrestrial station does. And we used to do that all the time in the beginning. We still do, but I'm saying we did that in the beginning. In fact, we had a radio station down here called The Buzz, and some of the people that worked at The Buzz actually had shows on our station, but one of their interns was called Bat Nails. And one of my interns was very big into the Joker. So they used to have this thing. I don't know if do you remember Danny Ride?
I do.
Rebel? Yes.
I remember hearing the commercial.
So they used to have this thing. The Buzz used to have the Buzz Invasion, and they'd go to local businesses, even like McDonald's, and they'd do this invasion, and it'd be a live broadcast thing. And we used to invade their invasion, and I'd bring Danny Ride as the Joker and have Joker fight with Bat Nails. And it was fun times. But the thing is that I saw this vision of you had to do it the right way, treat it like a business, run it like a business, not like a hobby. And so the guy that had the station that I was on, he had been in radio a long time. And I'm a very loyal person. So what I did was I went out and I found studios, and I leased studio space. That's when I brought Chad on board, because Chad wasn't even working at the time except doing his music thing. And I picked Chad because I used to go, when we were really close friends, I used to go support his music. And I was always in awe of him, because I'd watch him up on stage playing the guitar, singing, and messing with the mixer board the whole time. I'm like, that's who I need as my engineer. And then we tested it for like 3 months. Like I set everything up before we were going live, because you only have one chance to make a first impression. And I wanted to be professional, not like the other idiots. I wanted it to sound like a terrestrial station. So we would sit there in the studio, and he would say to me, he would say, do you hear that? And this is back in the time when internet radio was really hard to make it sound good, because you had that internet twang. There was a twang that happened. And it would be like during the broadcast. So he was fixing most of that, but then there was a slight bit left. And he goes, you hear that? And I'm like, no. And he goes, we have to fix that. And I'm like, okay. And he would hear things that nobody else would hear, but he got rid of all that noise. And that's how we ended up partnered with iHeartRadio, because of our quality at the time. There's more to that story. That's a long story to do in the last 10 minutes of the show, so we won't go there. But so basically, then when I had everything set up, ready to turn the switch on, I had a contract with the other station, but I'm also very loyal. So I could have either said nothing and just waited till my contract was over and start, or violate the contract and who knows what would have happened, or do what I did. And what I did, this dude did the stupidest thing ever. Here's some business advice for everybody out there. I approached him and I said, listen, I have this idea where I can take your station to much bigger levels. And rather than go in competition with you or be disloyal, here's what I plan to do, and I'd like to include you in it. And the next thing he did was get insulted, ego, typical. He's like, I've been here before you, I'll be here after you. Where is he? I don't know. He's not around here. But anyway, so I guess that wasn't true. And he goes and he pulls out my contract and rips it out up in front of me. Now, why is this business advice? Because he was a freaking idiot. Because do you know what that, Juan, let's ask you, what do you think that meant to me when he did that?
Your contract is now null and void.
And we started the network the very next day.
And legally, you're not obligated to follow the contract anymore because he ripped it up.
Exactly. So he could have kept me hostage if he was a smart business person. But because he was an idiot, I ended up as competition and pretty much squashing him for his ego. And I didn't squash him on purpose. It's just, when you do anything, whether it be business or anything else, don't worry about everybody else. Just do what you're going to do, and they'll ruin their own crap on their own. Trust me. Okay?
Anger is never your friend.
Yep. Retaliation's never your friend. Revenge is never your friend. And egos that are too much are never your friend either. Like, you have to have a big ego to go on and do a podcast or radio show. Let's call it what it is. But there's a difference between having a strong ego and a psychotic ego. Okay. He had a psychotic ego. Okay. So let's go back to lands that are green. So first of all, and we have to go back to Rebel's segment of what the fuck national day it is today anyway. But I just want a few things I want to say before she goes on to her part is today is National Hugging Day, which means that I am putting out a requirement for all the listeners. What you need to go right now is everybody needs to get on a plane, especially now that it was announced it's been ruled out any military strike, which that was kind of scary when we were thinking that's what it would be. I think that all Americans, all people all over the world need to today travel to Greenland and give the people of Greenland a big hug on National Hugging Day. That's my proclamation today. And that's also my prelude to Pipeman for Prez 2028. Because my platform will be, no matter what happens with Greenland now, anything negative will reverse. And I will make it an executive order that all Americans get a free trip to Greenland under the condition that they give the Greenland people a hug. That's for the 2028 election for Pipeman for Prez. All right. So one more thing, Rebel. I want to know. I have a question for you because today is Granola Bar Day. It's Hyaluronic Acid Day, and it's and it's some kind of Squirrel Day today. So my question is, Squirrel Appreciation Day. There you go. So I say we take some granola bars, fry them up in some hyaluronic acid, and give them to the squirrels. What do you think, Rebel?
No, do not do that, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do that. You do not mix beauty products.
It could have been worse. I could have said fry up the squirrels in the hyaluronic acid. I didn't.
And then
But-
crumble
Go ahead.
some granola bars, sprinkle it on top.
I do want to tell you. if you're
Oh
trying
no,
get
I'm gonna eat the granola
bar,
bar while I'm frying them up, man.
Or you can just grab 2 granola bars, put the squirrel in the middle like a sandwich.
it'd be like s'mores. We'll call them s'mores. They're not s'mores. They're squirrel mores. So they're s'mores. Okay, go ahead, Rebel. What were you gonna say?
if you're going to approach a squirrel, please remember they do bite. They're worse than hamsters. Be careful, especially the ones that
Wait
do-
a minute. I have been watching all these TikToks of people with their squirrels hanging out, having a good time, smoking some green together. You're telling me that's not true?
I am telling you to beware because as cute as they are, they do bite. And they're in the
Here's
wild.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Not if you put
Domesticated
them in
squirrels.
hyaluronic acid, they don't bite. Go ahead, Juan. Sorry.
Domesticated squirrels are very nice, but you're talking about like the ones in the wild.
The ones in Costa Rica
The
are
ones that
pretty
have
scary.
paintings.
The ones in Costa Rica are pretty scary. Look them up, people. They have a look on their face. They look evil. Like I would be at my Airbnb and there was one in the tree that would just I would wake up and be staring at me and I'm like it scared the shit out of me because they do have like a scary face. The ones
Have
here are cute.
Have you seen the squirrels in Okihili Park?
I haven't been there in a while.
Full of scars and they look like they've seen things.
Well, probably because they're out there on that BMX track and they're getting run over all the time. I think that might be what the scars are from. But anyway, Rebel, go on with what you were going to say about today's National Day because we're running out of time here.
It's Own Your Own Home Day, Squirrel Appreciation One-Liners Day, National New England Clam Chowder Day, Museum Selfie Day. I'm sorry, that's only on the third Wednesday of January, and that could fall any day, so we don't do those days. And International Sweatpants Day and International Playdate Day. For those of you, we talked a little bit about it earlier. International Playdate Day. Have fun with
Tell
that.
me what that means.
International Playdate?
Yes.
The actual one or the one I'm talking about?
I'm assuming the one you're talking about.
The one I talk about is adult playdates.
Yeah, based on the context, she's probably talking about the play dates that she goes on to where they wear diapers and just play around.
No, I don't do the
In a sandpit.
ABDL thing.
Okay,
She
so
even knows the name of it.
course I know the name
that
of
tells you that she does because I don't know what she
don't.
just
I
said.
didn't know either.
Oh, y'all knew because y'all brought it up earlier in the show. It's called ABDL, Adult Lovers.
I've only heard
I
of
wouldn't
BBL.
know the acronym. Only people that do it know the acronym.
Anybody who's into any kind of kink
Okay.
knows different kinks.
Let's go back to Louisiana education. Can you tell me, Rebel, what is hyaluronic acid?
Hyaluronic acid is stuff that they put on your face. It helps heal, fill in crevices, cracks, and whatnot. It's a beauty. thing.
No,
No,
that's not what it is.
you don't think? What is it then?
So hyaluronic acid is more like an exfoliant. Like it gets rid of bad like skin cells and to
That might
create new
just
ones.
not
So
sound-
it's kind of like a
That's
cleanser. It's like
kind
a
of what
toner.
she was trying to say. But it is a natural substance in the body. It's we have it in our body. And that may be why Rebel has a high amount of it in her body. That's why she's like a praying mantis, because when she gets with her mate and they get inside her, the hyaluronic acid just eats their pee-pee.
Wow, praying mantis. I like this. Alrighty then. That's a good way to end the show.
Isn't it though? So if you like this show or if you hate this show, we have multiple shows for the Adventures of Pipeman. There's the serious Positively Pipeman. There's the Pipeman in the Pit where we do music interviews and stuff like that. But then there's this shit show, okay, which is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Where who knows and anything goes. Like This is where the pipe man, all those intrusive thoughts in the head just come right out. Somebody was saying something to me the other day recently about thank you for, keeping their intrusive thoughts at bay. I'm like, no, man, let them out, man. Let those intrusive. Oh, no, that's what somebody said. They said to me, they met me for the first time and we were doing something. And they're like, I like you. You just let those intrusive thoughts come right out. And that's the way it should be. Just let it out. If you want to pour hyaluronic acid on top of Rebel, just do it. Let those intrusive thoughts enter and just do it. But
do it.
So just tune in 1 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday to this segment of the Adventures of Pipeman. If this is what you like, okay, every Wednesday 1 p.m. right here on W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. And I also want to say we did some amazing interviews recently that you're going to have to check out. One of them was on the live show yesterday. I interviewed Chloe Trujillo, who is an artist, musician, just all around badass. I call her music, I gave it a name of spiritual metal because it combines the brutality of metal with the love of spirituality. And she does do Reiki and she paints surfboards. So Pipeman was digging that shit. You got to check out the interview. I don't want to tell any more of it. But then also today, I had 3 interviews before the show. So stay tuned for them. One of them is with Less Than Jake. Okay. So if you're into punk ska, they're the ones you're going to want to be into because they definitely are the kings of that. And then Ryan Roxy, the long-term guitarist for, can you tell me who it is, Rebel?
No.
I guess not. For Alice Cooper,
Really?
who has, and he also has his, for like long time, he also has his solo project, has a new song out that we talked about. We talked about Alice Cooper. We talked about a bunch of things. You're going to want to check out the interview. And here's a great one. Okay. There's an artist out of the UK. His name is Kid Bookie. And he bends genres. He's in the metal. He's in hip hop. But he did a song. You're going to love this, Rebel. Are you ready?
Ready.
He did a song. It's called, are you ready, Rebel? Rose McGowan. You know who that is, don't you?
Sounds really familiar.
I can't believe she does it. She's the one. She was on the show Charmed. She also dated Marilyn Manson, but she is one of the people instrumental in the Me Too movement and all the debauchery that goes on in Hollywood because of her own sexual assault problems. And she also, is a music artist, a singer, and they collabed on this song, and it's a badass song too. It's called Rose McGowan featuring Rose McGowan. So she sings it with him. And I think it's kind of cool how they named it like that. But now we just have to get the fuck out of here. Okay. So what I'd like to do here now, Juan, is we're still doing ticket giveaways for Rockville and for Sonic Temple. So we're going to roll those commercials so people can see the commercial, see how badass it is. Go to Pipeman Radio on all socials, DM me to enter to win tickets. And then the show's just going to end. So when I say roll them, Juan, you'll roll those commercials and then the end. So roll them, Juan.
Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Guns N' Roses, and Bring Me the Horizon. Plus Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville, May 7th through 10th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at welcometorockville.com. Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Bring Me the Horizon, and Shinedown. Plus, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, The Offspring, Sublime, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, and so many more. Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, May 14th to 17th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at sonictemplefestival.com.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.